Hello, welcome back. I am officially back in my studio. Not my studio, back in my office. So excited. I was out of it for almost 2 months when we decided to do the wood floors. And as you know, everything takes longer than you expect it to. So, very excited to be back in my office. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the 5 most common branding mistakes that I see small business owners making. If you are someone who is looking to build a business that is different than the norms, you're looking to build a business that is life fulfilling and also profitable, then hang out with me. My name is Leanne. I am the founder of Leanne K Photography and the writer of Moxie and Meaning. My goal and mission in life is to help women and queer folk feel more empowered and excited to embrace who they are unapologetically while pairing that with business savvy strategy so that their message can be heard and they can find the right clients for them. Without further ado, let's get into today's mistake number 1. Following industry norms instead of standing out. Why this matters. When you follow industry norms, you lose the chance to really stand out and differentiate yourself. It diminishes your unique approach. And while what you do matters, what matters even more is how you approach that really is the difference in you versus someone else. The biggest place that I see this come up in is in pricing, offers, and website. So if you want to do a little bit of research for yourself, what I challenge you to do is pick an industry, type up that industry and pick a random city, something that's not in the place that you live. Because I want you to see how common it is for people to basically look and sound the same. Check the top 3 searches, look to see what the headline is and then what the under subtitle is. My guess is you're going to see that most of them are using very similar language. And so what does that mean? When people are landing on these places and these sites, what's going to end up happening is they're going to most likely go with the person that's the cheapest because they're all looking very similar. They're all sounding very much the same. There's no real differentiation on how you're better suited to work with me or help me on this thing that I'm trying to solve versus someone else. So let me give you a couple real life examples because I feel like this is where we take theory and we actually apply it to action and we can see it in the real world. I'm going to use 2 bigger companies, and these are product-based companies, and then I'm going to just use mine as an example so that you can see how it works with a smaller business. First, let's talk about the company Some Days. They offer natural period pain relief products. Of course, this is very important for SEO. They have to have this on their website, so they're going to have that on their website. But what makes them different is their messaging. So what sounds better to you? Natural period pain relief versus period pain is not normal. Your pain matters here. This instantly says to someone like myself that, oh, whoa, they get me. They understand. They're seeing me. They're seeing and calling out that so many of us experience. Okay, let's go to another example. Liquid Death, plastic water bottle alternative. That's one way of describing what it is that they do. Versus death to plastic. Which of those is more compelling? Is it plastic water bottle alternative, which is exactly what it is, or death to plastic? It's bold, it's punchy, it immediately gets you to understand what it is that they're standing for, what they're passionate about. And final, my own example, authentic brand photography. Nothing's really wrong with that, but again, what does that mean? It doesn't really convey anything to me. It doesn't really compel me, especially when most photographers are aiming to capture some authenticity. Versus, you're not here for surface level. This is a lot more compelling. This immediately is going to tap into something that someone really cares about. This is speaking to a specific type of person who is like, yes, she gets me. She knows that I don't want to just have a pretty picture, that I don't want to just do what everyone else is doing. I want to be represented in my images. I want to be represented represented in my brand, and she's going to help me do that. Now, of course, every small business owner, we all have room to grow. Every brand has room for improvement, but the goal is that we're always working toward getting deeper and more intentional with what it is that we are conveying to our ideal clients. Mistake number two that I see happen quite often is confusing visual identity with branding. A lot of small business owners think that the brand is the fonts, the color, and the logo. And while that's really important, these are the visual representations of your brand. And without clarity on your voice, your messaging, how you stand out, the differentiation, your unique offer, the audience that you're trying to connect with, these elements are going to feel disconnected and misguided. Mistake number three, avoiding the hard questions. When you avoid getting clear on who you really want to work with, what you really want to do, and what sets you apart, this leads to misalignment and burnout because you're trying to be everything for everyone all the time. Mistake number four, and this is especially true for service-based businesses, is underestimating the power of you. The fact that you are the differentiator. It's how you show up. It's your life story. It's your experience. It's what you bring to the table. All of these play a huge role in differentiating your business from someone else because each of these elements are how we connect with people. I just listened to a reel of someone talking about how everyone is an expert in some way. And this is where a lot of us get caught up. We think we have to have years and years and years for us to be an expert. And her example that she used was, say you are someone who has just moved to LA because you want to pursue your dream of acting. And at that time, you haven't booked any acting gigs, but you're still in LA doing it. So what sort of content are you going to create? You're going to create content that shares the story of you moving to LA. There's someone else who hasn't even taken that step yet. And so you have the potential to be very inspiring to them. You have the potential to give someone your own knowledge and your own experience and what it was like to take that first step to move to LA. I don't know why it sounds like that. I'm saying LA. So I want to challenge you. What is it that you bring to the table that is different from other people? Maybe you're someone who loves tarot cards and crystals and astrology, and that is a huge part of your life. Is there a way that you can weave that in and start talking about that? Or maybe you're someone who really values candid, direct conversations. If that's something that you want and you live in your life, then bring that to your brand. Mistake number five is being too much or too vague. What does this mean? It's either that they're offering way too many things that are kind of not really gelled and aligned, which is going to water down the one thing that you're really good at or the three things that you're really good at. Happens a lot with a lot of product-based businesses, small businesses, is they start out with a product line and then they just keep adding and adding and adding because they think that this is going to, I guess, drive sales and increase their revenue. But really what's happening is they're affecting their production and the whole cost of their business because they're spending time creating this product that's only 10% of their sales when they could be focusing on their top three products that are 70% of their sales and really perfecting that and going all in on marketing and messaging to push that. Okay, that was a tangent. I went so hard on the product piece, but let's reel it back in. So too much or too vague. The other component of that is too vague in how they're different. The example would be if I say authentic, that doesn't really mean anything because authenticity is unique to every single person. So what does it mean to be authentic in your business? Does that mean you're someone who is going to cuss? Does that mean you're someone who is going to be super silly and weird? Does this mean that you're someone who really wants to be curated because that's something that you value? Let's say you use the word high quality. How do you know that it's high quality? Really getting specific with this is going to challenge you to put yourself in your customer's shoes and get clear on that, so that whenever you're speaking about these different components, you can speak directly to the person who wants and needs to hear it. And this helps them understand whether or not they're for you. If you're ready to work or tackle any one of those challenges, I've got loads of resources in my subscription, Moxie and Mini. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you know of somebody who would find this helpful, share this with them. And in the meantime, you've got this dang thing. Okay, thanks. Bye.